Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka QNT. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So I made a video similar to this back in January. I was saying, you should hold at least one for, the long-term future. And I did make, I think I made another video on it as well. I'm not too sure, but today we're going to be talking about why you should be holding at least 10. Now, you might be wondering and questioning, well, why change it from 1 to 10? It's simply because you can get a lot more for your dollar on these lows. Like right now, in my opinion, when we really kind of look at the broad picture, the upside moves from these ranges are pretty, high, especially in terms of like ROI figures, and we're going to be talking about it. Now, I do expect a little bit lower price action in this market. I'm averaging in. I've been taking some, positions, as you guys do know me. I've been accumulating here and there. Quant, I did accumulate around like roughly the $40 to $50 range, which I told you guys that I was going to do anyways. And that was like back here when I was saying that I was like preparing for it, and we got that nice drop to about like almost $40. Some nice buyer demand at that range as well, as you guys do see us like kind of breaking out a little bit. But I'm not dead set on like us breaking out and going, much higher and going to like $100 simply because we're at like around like almost a resistance range on QNT. But let's talk about why you should be holding at least 10 quant, because everyone is really kind of, confusing QNT, comparing it to Link, Atom, etc. So let's talk about this. So first off, we do see this video. Now this is from Oracle talking about, working on some projects in the area of CBDCs. Shout out to Son and L11 for this video, but listen closely to this.
Central bank digital currency is a very interesting topic of conversation these days. And what we find is that, of course, there is a lot of different implementations, right? So we are working on some projects in this area, and we have been working with some partners to implement a solution, of course, using tokens to represent the actual currency. There is a mechanism that allows us to basically use multiple channels to provide charging mechanism. There's also a wholesale channel. There is central bank involved, and then there is what we call this narrow banks or transaction and custody institutions, TCIs, which actually provide user account management, KYC, AML information. There is obviously things that need to be checked when the user are able to, make the payments. In some cases anonymously, but depending on the amounts, depending on certain conditions, there may need to be anti-money laundering or other kind of checks that are done in the system. Maybe people get blacklisted, things of that sort. So there is a contextual privacy mechanism as well. This is a topic of a whole separate presentation we might do someday, but just wanted to point out that tokens, of course, are a very important aspect of distributed ledger for CBDC.
And I love the fact that he does mention distributed ledger at the end there. Yes, in regards to CBDCs, where does Quant play a key role here? Well, not only will we see like multi-channels being utilized, which will be like multi DLTs, if you will, and things like that, but also in regards to DLT adoption and distributed ledger technologies in general, we really kind of look at it like this. So a lot of people really kind of say like, all right, well, we'll have just one winner within crypto, that will basically move all of the money in regards to a DLT. Anybody saying that, and I truly mean this in the most respectful way possible, anybody telling you that there's going to be only one DLT out there that is moving all of the money, that's going to be the source for it all, stop listening to them. And I've said this many times with even XRP. Like, a lot of people say, like, with XRP, it's going to be all of the money. It's going to be all the money. Listen, when we really kind of look at XRP, I love the liquidity solution that they do have, and I do believe that it is going to be used by a large amount of money. But at the end of the day, when we look at CBDCs and we really kind of look at the financial infrastructure that is basically being built around the digital space, this is what is more logical, where we do have multiple ledgers, multiple banks, which the banks here, in terms of like node A, B, C, and D, these are basically banks, if you will, CBDCs, if you will, as well, if you want to really kind of look at it like that, whatever helps you the most. But this is the best way that I could really kind of put it into, perspective. And of course, I just grabbed this image, off of online, just to really kind of talk to you guys about it, because I wanted to, really kind of describe the relationship that Quant has with DLTs. So when we really kind of look at CBDCs and we look at what's happening around the banking and financial institutional space, this is basically where we are headed, where we do have a multi-DLT system, and they will all need to be able to easily communicate together. You could kind of look at these arrows as like connectivity. Almost think about it as like, having like the easiest way that I could describe is like having a Wi-Fi splitter or a Wi-Fi like adapter in your house that extends your Wi-Fi from your modem. Like almost think about it like that as like, QNT is the center point here and all of these other ledgers are like the Wi-Fi extenders where like everything is all connected to the center network. This is like the network of the networks that you could basically look at. I know that it's a little bit hard to really kind of viewpoint it like this, but when we really kind of just look at this, it's the idea that all DLTs will be interconnected through one massive network, aka the Overledger network. Now, why do I believe that this is going to happen? Well, we have been seeing DLTs being, a main, spotlighted, thing in regards to technological advancements for a very long time. And we actually do see here Britain makes crypto technology a priority for streamlining markets. We do see down here that, the ministry's Director General for Financial Services said the use of distributed ledger technology, which underpins crypto assets, is a key priority for making financial market infrastructure more innovative and efficient for users. They are focused on the DLT space, not because of, why, like for an example, like a lot of people look at, crypto and they're like, all right, well, it's just like a flashy, asset class that's probably going to just disappear over time. It's going to be, another, dot-com bubble. But no, in regards to like DLTs, they are adopting DLT not because of the flashiness around crypto, but because of the technology stack that is under some of these assets. That's why I've always said, like, pay attention to what the technology around XRP is actually doing, or even HBAR, XLM, etc. This is also why I've said, like, we still need that interoperability layer, and a lot of people will bring up, like, the Interledger Protocol, they'll bring up Chainlink. Like, all of these, methods of interoperability have already been really kind of thrown out the door many times by major names, like even the World Economic Forum has discussed why API gateways are the way to go, and also they're not going to utilize an interoperability layer or an interoperability solution that is not tried and tested with central banks or even just banks in general. Remember, Quant has a partnership already with SIA that is connected to 570 plus banks. LAC Chain, right? 12 plus countries. It's tried and tested interoperability. Also, the BIS touts digital currencies for the future monetary system. This goes back to just the 22nd. They're talking about how DLTs basically will become the new system here in regards to a monetary system. And we do see, it's a blueprint for a future digital monetary system, deserves close attention. BIS is owned by 63 central banks representing countries from around the world that account for 95% of the world GDP and is an influential shaper of future central banking trends. It has assets of over $400 billion, takes deposits in currency and gold, and provides asset management, foreign exchange, and gold services to other central banks globally. And of course, they are really kind of looking at this in regards to like DeFi and crypto. And they're like, from achieving the levels of efficiency, stability, and integrity required for an adequate monetary system, the crypto universe lacks a nominal anchor, which it tries to import imperfectly through stablecoins. And basically, what they are really kind of talking about here is regards to interoperability for the most part. But when we really kind of look at this, they are mentioning this as well. Here's the BIS Central Bank Digital Currencies Blueprint. We kind of talked about this slightly just the other day about Quant and how, Quant will basically be at the forefront of this. You also do see like the MCBDC platform and things like that, which is the multi-CBDC platform. There will be multiple CBDCs. But, you do see like the connections here. To me personally, like when we really kind of look at this, I would say that there's going to be one thing at the center point that is going to be the foundation of this to connect it all. Again, remember, DLTs are not easily plug and playable with, the legacy system. That's where, Quant really kind of gets its stepping stone name around becoming the network of networks by connecting all of this to one. Here's those APIs, right? The API gateway is the biggest thing that I've, like in regards to like an interoperability layer, API gateways are the key here because they're plug and play 3 lines of code from Quant's side, by the way. So it's like very easily to implement. It doesn't have to change any of the legacy systems or anything like that. And when you look at this, it has to connect to everything in regards to smart contract, electronic money, online or open banking, credit cards, cash, etc. Like everything will be interconnected here. And they are talking about a few things down here in regards to like tokenization as well. Tokenization of money and financial instruments and instant retail payments through new interfaces. This combination could bring about lower costs, greater financial inclusion, more user control over financial data, improved integrity, and seamless cross-border activity, which is basically what we always talk about a lot within the crypto sector. I definitely do think that this is something special. And again, like this is a reality. Things are moving rapidly around this space, and interoperability is needed more than ever right now. That is also why, like, when we really kind of look at the scope here, in time, Quant will become a massive giant. I think that this tweet is actually pretty logical in the sense on, price predictions for QNT. Like, we look at Bitcoin, $100 range back in 2013, 8 years later, $69,000 range. And we look at, like, 2022, $60 range, QNT by 2030, $50,000 plus in the 8-year time frame. Is this possible? Could this actually happen? Well, it's 33% more scarce, has 100x, the utility, enormous partnerships, patent technology team of suite veterans. And honestly, when we really kind of look at this, I don't like to hype price predictions or anything like that around Quant, but I've said it multiple times. This is most likely the biggest opportunity since Bitcoin. I've said it time and time again, simply because of what we are basically seeing being laid in regards to like the foundation of the future monetary system. The rails are in place. All we need is that interoperability layer to really kind of connect all of this to one network. That's why I've said, like, when we go back to that first initial image, like it's almost kind of like a dumbed down version of what they do have over here. Where we will see the central banks at the forefront with their CBDCs, and then you'll have ledgers plug and played within them that these banks will be utilizing to one issue their central bank digital currency on either a public or private ledger basis, most likely a private ledger basis, to have control over it. And it will basically be utilizing the efficiencies that DLT does have. This is why I've said, there's going to be multiple DLTs. A lot of them have already kind of selected their few. Will there, be, private companies within this area that are going to be providing a private ledger? Most likely, but it doesn't matter because all of it will still have to be connected and, run over an interoperability layer that is tried and tested and, has proven itself as, an interoperability solution for not only DOTs and blockchain, because it's already, solved interoperability between blockchains, but it's solved interoperability between, crypto technology and the legacy platforms, which is a very big stepping stone when you actually look at it, because again, no other technology in the space has actually done that, or I should say, has done that and proved that it works. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, after you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.